Tonight, Donald Trump is urging federal agencies to buy American. No excuses, he says. But his actions on a high-profile project suggest a major contradiction. In a social media post, Trump accused Washington politicians of sending taxpayer dollars overseas and letting foreign countries rip America off. America first means buy American, he concluded. Not lost on many observers is that Trump, a self-proclaimed champion of U.S. steel, has secured tens of millions of dollars worth of donated foreign steel for his White House Ballroom project, in arguably the most recognized building of the United States. Steel from a Luxembourg-based company will provide the structure for Trump's ballroom. Celebrating the various changes he made, Trump had some choice words for the House as he moved back into last year.
This place was not properly taken care of. I was told by my wife, you have to act presidential, so don't use foul language. I won't. Therefore, normally I would have said it was a shit house, but I don't want to say that. The columns were falling down. The plaster was falling off. This place is tippy-top now.
So just for starters, the President of the United States referring to the White House as a shit house, never heard that one before. But yeah, I mean, the broader issue is that Trump is being pretty hypocritical by using foreign steel on the White House when he's ordering federal agencies to do the opposite.
I wouldn't have said shit house. I would have gone poo-poo house. But the point is, people either like him or don't in the way he's just visceral that way. But I think what's important is that house should be the shining emblem of the American dream. And so it should be great when foreign leaders come there. And so whatever that takes, it's a rounding error in terms of the cost of the brand, the American dream. So fix it. Somebody fix it, whether it's this administration or the next one or whatever it is, make sure it's El Supremo.
But take the foreign steel.
Right.
Yeah, why not? It's free.
Can we play one game? Like, imagine Barack Hussein Obama called the White House a shit house, used foreign steel, ran the price up from $200 million of private dollars, raising money, to $1 billion appropriated from federal taxpayers.
But you like the free steel, though, right, from Luxembourg?
I don't like the free steel.
It's free. Free. It's still
I
steel.
mean, I come from steel country, and so
I actually don't like the free steel. I think that
it's
there are
just
people
like, can
who...
we just call it hypocritical?
Can we call it a
like,
grift?
Just
Like,
be like,
can
okay,
we
it is
say
what
he's
it
wrong?
is. Like,
Can you say he's wrong?
fine. If you want to use the steel, use it, but then don't say you're America first. Just like be honest about it. It's like so. It's so easy.
And I think also the broader thing is that
Can we just
Trump
say he's
himself
cheap?
has a long history of hypocrisy on him,
Yeah,
on
it's
buying
like,
American.
we don't have to debate
His
this.
products and his Trump
ties,
properties
I know.
are foreign made. The Trump phone that they advertised and took millions of dollars from his supporters for and haven't delivered will also be foreign made.
You ain't getting that
So at what point does Trump get held to his own standard?
Buy American has two operative words. First being buy. He's not buying anything
words.
here. He's getting a donation, which
So-
was,
so-
I'll point out, his pledge
So just to
at the
be
beginning
clear-
of this, that he would take
just to be
donations
clear-
so that it would be free to the taxpayers.
Just to be clear, rather than actually purchasing steel from American companies, which would support American businesses,
And the American
he's
economy.
taking a freebie from a foreign competitor, bringing it into the country and using it in the White House, and you're fine with
That's a great question, Abby.
I did a little homework on this tonight, on this company. Number one, it is a foreign-owned company. Number two, it does own a steel production facility in Alabama outright. Number three, it does business with an iron mine in Minnesota. They do have hooks into the United States
but that's
market.
not what he told his federal agencies.
on-
Buy American.
And on top,
he said that.
And on top of that, it's sort of the tariffs are the reason they're here actually. So it makes a larger point about his tariffs. But I did make a phone call.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
So part of the whole issue with tariffs is that it made it more attractive for foreign companies to actually invest in American production, which is what this company actually did. So that's number one.
Why can't we celebrate taxpayers? They didn't pay anything. You got free steel.
Number two, I do think inside the steel industry, based on my homework tonight, there are some raised eyebrows. But if you ask them, do you broadly support the president, his policies, et cetera, you get a resounding yes that his economic and tariff agenda has been overwhelmingly good for U.S. steel. So I don't think you're going to get a ton of grumbling.
So just to be clear, you do not think there is any hypocrisy at play here, that Trump would tell federal agencies in no uncertain terms, buy American, no exceptions, and then proceed to do the exact
He
opposite.
didn't buy anything. He got it for free.
Okay.
I mean, this
so
is-
he rather than contracting with an American company,
That would be buying.
U.S. Steel.
That would be purchasing, which he told people he would take
He
donations.
is basically saying, we're not going to support the American business. We're going to just go ahead and give a free ad.
But then
to this
but he
Luxembourg
just
based
asked. The
business.
problem with that, the fallacy in the argument is he just asked for $1 billion. I mean, I'm not making that up.
Well, the Secret Service
But
needed
correct. It was an ask from the federal government, from his administration, for $1 billion. I would prefer, to Kevin's point, I would prefer to support American business than take something free from a foreign entity. That's just my philosophy.
and
I am
just-
sorry
I mean-
for wanting to pour back into our businesses in the country. Maybe I'm more American first than Donald Trump.
But if he had done that, wouldn't you be saying, "Oh, I thought you said this was going to be free"?
I'm
Now
still
you're
trying to
paying
figure
for
out
it."
how they
No,
went from a couple hundred
So
million
he's
to
taking
$1 billion.
donations.
Well, no, I mean, he said he was going to fund the whole thing with donations, so why can't he fund the steel with donations? I don't get, I mean, that's not hard to do.
This is, you guys, this is not a hill to die on. Just call it like, okay, maybe not the best optically, not supporting American. There are some holes in his like
If I
America
were
first.
him, I would have bought it
I would
here.
have bought it here. Like the American people are not stupid. And this won't pass the smell test with
Okay,
them. Now, let me
can
finish.
we agree?
Okay, Ashley's got the last word. We have to go after her.
Now, overwhelmingly, maybe they will support his policies.
They
but
do.
on this one,
Steel executives
about
and steel
this?
workers.
All right.
Do we
support
want
them.
to party
go.
in the ballroom? I want to.
All right.
People
Next
already
for us,
are.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, no stranger to reality TV, has a new show now. And critics want to know how he would tape it while still serving in the president's cabinet. We'll be right back.